Shalom Aleichem Rabbi. This is Rabbi Aryeh Levin, and the program is The Fear Kashis, heard at approximately 8 o'clock on Wednesday evenings on 6:20 a.m. radio. If you have a heter for the internet, our programs are archived on The Fear, F-E-A-R, Kashis, K-A-S-H-E-S.com. Please spread the word about this Torah revolution. It seems OL is going to be honoring Pseic Assemblyman Gary Shear as Legislator of the Year. As I explained that a few years ago, when I exposed the fact that Rabbi Ron Eisman, who the great hashkafist, who's featured in different Haredi journals and magazines, etc., had hosted a bill signing ceremony by Governor Corzine, a bill that had to do with, sponsored by Gary Shear, which in effect was a pro-Mishkav Zocher bill. And I spoke about Mr. Shear personally. It's just a shame that we have to have business as usual, where ilu zochinu, if we were zocher, we wouldn't have to have such representatives and to lek and come for them. It's very unfortunate. But as I've told you before, OHEL are not such tzaddikim, and some of the things that they do to members of the Frum community, some of which I personally witnessed, are wrong and a counter to Torah and to Hashkafa, and they've got to show that we've got a lot of wackos in the community in order to get funding, so they're not such tzaddikim either. Today, I want to wish you all a good Chodesh. It's being taped on Tuesday night, Rosh Chodesh Shvat. Governor Christie announced that he will veto, hopefully he won't change, a same-gender marriage bill that has been fast-tracked. It was the first day of the meeting of the legislature in New Jersey, and the Senate committee passed the bill to the full Senate, and they're going to try to railroad in a Mishkav Zocher marriage bill. I call again upon the Lakewood Hanhola to get Aaron Cutler and others who have the koiches with the politicians, and to rally the modern Orthodox and to make a full court lobbying push against the marriage bill. As Christie is far from a tzaddik, on the same day it appears in the Asbury Park Press that he is appointing an openly Mishkav Zocher judge. He's nominating him to be appointed to the highest court, Supreme Court in New Jersey. So Christie is like Romney. He's very lightweight, even though he's a heavyweight, but when it comes to social conservatism, he's pretty lightweight. And chas v'shalom, he should go any higher, Mr. Christie. I want to, for the third straight week, speak about Chatzkel Bennet, the campaign chairman, the convention chairman of Agudah Yisrael's latest convention at the Turkey Fest, Thanksgiving. And last week I apologized to Mr. Bennet because Mr. Bennet claimed that he does not officially sign or endorse Lew Fiddler. But I explained that when you make this kuchi-muchi and the cha-cha, where officially you don't sign for him, but in other ways you're giving him guidance or support in this lines of communication, and you're the great Agudah trustee, the great representative of the Moetzes Gedolei HaTorah, and the convention chairman, not Stamen Agudist, I said that as far as I'm concerned, this is still inappropriate. Now I learn, and you could also see it by going online and seeing the campaign donations, that early in the summer, would this be the same summer that Mr. Bennet was making videos to support Bob Turner to take Anthony Weiner's seat for the two reasons of Obama and Israel, and on the lower level, the Mishkav Zocher stuff? And I explained to you the hypocrisy, because Lew Fiddler was a delegate for Obama, and Lew Fiddler is one of the biggest supporters of the Mishkav Zocher. So, Lemaisa, guess what? Mr. Bennet and his wife were from the first donations, gave either $2 or $250 to Lew Fiddler. It's right there. So, the Rabbanim who signed on various kol koros, not only the Rabbi Wolfson and of Minska and Rabbi Belsky and many others, kol koros that was similar to the kol koreh from many, many years ago of the Hisachtas Rabbanim, it says you're not supposed to support in any way, honor or support or vote for politicians who are doing this. So, Mr. Bennett, I want to say, although I apologize to you on a technicality, you are as guilty as sin in what you're doing. And I want to know, are you still speaking with Kalman Yeager, the Orthodox Jewish campaign manager for Lew Fiddler, who was once in a similar situation for Freddie Farrar and marched with him in a gay parade, so much for his hashkafa? Are you still behind the scenes? Are you still behind the scenes connected? Because it's a passionate and it's wrong, and it remains wrong. So my apology is really a very powerful, lukewarm apology, because 99% I'm right. And I really call upon the powers that be at Agudah to rein in what Mr. Bennett is doing, because it doesn't reflect well on Agudah Yisrael at this advanced stage and the deculturing of our culture with the Mishkav Zachar and everything that can still happen, the transgender laws and the bathroom laws and the student laws and the adoption laws. It doesn't make sense to have a leader, a leading layperson of Agudah Yisrael, aside from Leon Goldenberg, supporting these Mr. Fiddler's campaign. Mr. Strobin, this Rosh Chodesh evening, appeared at the Igot HaRabbanim, where he had a very nice reception, because he pledged on all the family values issues not to barely be supportive, but to be proactive in taking leadership roles. And he's also appearing on a school choice voucher line. So with the special election on March 20th, Chas v'Shalom, Fruma Yidden shouldn't vote for Fiddler. They should vote for Strobin. And not only that, but you have to understand that they're scared, the Democrats, because they understand that if Turner wins, so then we see that the natives are getting off the reservation. That was with Turner. Now, if he wins a state Senate seat, then we can take on all the other lowlifes, assemblymen and state senators and councilmen locally, where there are Orthodox Jews, have supported this thing, and we can make a tremendous Kiddush Hashem. So let's not slip backward and make a Chil Hashem when we have the opportunity to make a Kiddush Hashem. Marine Park is showing business as usual. Last week, I think they honored Fiddler and Helene Weinstein, the usual cast of liberal, post-Shmutz politicians. And this is really jeopardizing all of us, because it's like when you make a hole in a ship, and all of us get sunk by this. And then they get angry when I say that there's misbehavior, immoral misbehavior going on in Marine Park. But you understand, when their whole thing is that the official organization of Marine Park, the JCC, honors these lowlifes for a few brecklach, for a few dollars. And then they tell me, Hakaras HaToiv, which is very imbecilic. You know, it's like if somebody's giving you swine or something. You understand? You're screaming, it's straight. He's got, he gave me swine, he gave me pig. It's ridiculous. We sell ourselves so cheap. What kind of big monies do you think? Let them tell us, all these knackers and leckers, what kind of big monies they're getting from the politicians to sell our inheritance. Moirasha Kihilas Yaakov, our inheritance, by Chanfin Yisrael. And I want to say that there was a list that Fiddler had, a list of 260 people, with many rabbis on it. My friend Rabbi Levin, Rabbi Shmuel Zev Friedman, rabbis whose names Pasha don't belong there, and half of it is because they're being misled. They're being misled by people who have a vested interest. But the point is that rabbis, Teres Hashem Tamima, Meshivas, Teres Hashem Tamima, Machkimas Pesi, it's supposed to make wise those who are not so wise. Rabbanim have to know at this stage to always ask, especially when you're dealing with liberal Democrats, who am I endorsing? And what kind of bush am I going to have in this world and the next world? The fact of the matter is that Rabbi Chaim Ben Uliel, the distinguished Rosh Yeshiva of Migdash Melech, and the Rav on the Avenue P in Ocean Parkway, Beis HaKnesses, signed on as a supporter of Fiddler, and he wasn't aware of what Fiddler stands for, the Shmutz, and he's revoking his signature. But with all due respect to Rabbi Ben Uliel, you know, Lashon Hara Taminat Heron of our Nar Dafman Zayin at this point in the deculturizing, and you knew about Turner, everybody in the community knew about Turner. So how do you just go, all of these people, how do you go and you just sign like a goylem without asking? Respectfully, it's nauseating, it's sick. You understand? It's embarrassing. Rabbi Ralbag has gotten a lot of credit because he was pushed out or suspended from the Amsterdam chief rabbinate because they're very liberal, and they found out that he had signed something a few months ago that if somebody has a tendency for Mishkav Zacha, he should try to take reparative therapy. So now then he got in the news again because he said, I'm afraid to go back there. Maybe they'll kill me. Mishkav Zacha. I don't know if that's melodrama or it's true. I have an interesting relationship with Rabbi Ralbag. We're friendly and accord each other derech eretz, but at the same time we do agree on disagree on different things. And the fact of the matter is, on the one hand, Rabbi Ralbag gets a little credit because he is the one who made a Kiddush Hashem that everyone hears. The rabbis let go because it is the European Rabbis, Conference of Rabbis are standing up for Rabbi Ralbag. But what the European Conference of Rabbis don't know, and I don't know if Rabbi Ralbag even puts it together and remembers, he himself signed on for Lew Fiddler. So here's this big anti, so to speak, Mishkav Zacha, but he has a long track record, our dear friend, the Chashuv Rabbi Ralbag, of supporting Kultur V'Chol all kinds of low-life politicians. So maybe there's a midah keneged midah here. Maybe Hashem is signaling to Rabbi Ralbag that something that he liked very much, the position of Chief Rabbi of Amsterdam, maybe it's being taken away from him on an Indian of Mishkav Zacha to signal him at this late stage. We can't continue business as usual once they've made same-gender marriage. And it's such a sakana for us. And we know what the Chazal say, we can't continue business as usual. And maybe that's what he's being told. Listen, Rabbi Say, next week might be my last week on the radio. There's going to be schedule changes and I think less time on the Brenner network. And I don't know if I will have place on the radio anymore for scheduling reasons, for financial reasons. So I want you to know, for those who have a heter for the internet, you'll be able to still see my program on the fearkashas.com if you have a heter for the internet, and you could sign up as a YouTube. Maybe it'll be emailed to you, however these technical things work. And you should keep an ear to the ground because I absolutely believe Nether will be getting a hotline, and I will try to be mafar on the hotline number next week if possible, and on the internet and etc., so that whether or not we appear on the Brenner network in the future or in the immediate future, we should still be able to get our message out. There's a wonderful, I want to give kudos to Agudah Yisrael, if I didn't last week, can't remember, that the last minute they defeated, they stopped them from having a meeting of modern Orthodox rabbis in Chicago that were going to openly discuss compassion for homosexuality and etc. And Agudah stopped that. And when they're doing something good, we want to be the first ones to give them credit. It's really sickening when we hear Ed Koch with his anti-frum stuff getting either on the Brenner Radio Network or being honored by different organizations. The man is an old-time novel, and what can I tell you? It's pathetic. This is Rabbi Yehuda Levin wishing you a guten Tamid. Join with us for what might be our finale next week, same time.